All right, let's talk about something that so many of us go through, but is often, really misunderstood. We're going to dive into menopause, break down what's actually happening in your body, and most importantly, how you can move through this completely natural stage with real strength and confidence. So, let me ask you this. Have you been feeling just not quite like yourself lately? A little off, maybe? If that sounds familiar, even a little bit, then you are absolutely in the right place. Let's get into why that might be. Okay, first things first, it is so important to know that this feeling is normal. You're not making it up, and believe me, you are not the only one. This feeling of being a bit off kilter is a super common shared experience for millions of people. So, what does this actually feel like? Well, maybe it's those mood swings that seem to come out of nowhere, or the nights you just can't sleep, or just a general sense that your body has become totally unpredictable. So often we just brush these things off, right? We blame it on stress or just, getting older. But these aren't just random annoyances. They're actually classic signs of a major shift happening inside you. And that leads me to what is probably the single most important message today. I'm going to say it again because it's that crucial. It is not all in your head. What you're feeling isn't some kind of personal weakness. It's a real physical process. Okay, so if it's not in your head, then what is going on? Let's get into the science of it, because honestly, understanding the why behind all these symptoms is a huge first step toward feeling in control again. It really all boils down to hormonal fluctuation. The levels of hormones like estrogen and progesterone in your body are changing, and we're not talking about tiny little shifts here. For instance, estrogen plays a big role in regulating serotonin, which is a key chemical for your mood. So when estrogen levels are all over the place, guess what? So is your mood. This is pure physiology, not psychology. And this slide, wow, it just nails the difference between that little voice in our heads and the actual biological truth. On one side, you have that self-blame, right? It's all in my head. Or even worse, I'm failing at this. But the reality, the scientific reality, is that these are clinically recognized changes. Your body isn't failing you, it's simply transitioning. And look, you don't just have to take my word for it. Sometimes hearing it from a medical professional is what really makes it click. It can be so validating. So let's look at what an expert has to say. This quote from Dr. Karen Adams at Stanford Medicine just says it all, doesn't it? Recognizing that these changes are physiological, not a personal failing, can bring immense relief. Just that recognition, just accepting that truth, can feel like a huge weight has been lifted. It's permission to stop blaming yourself and start finding solutions. And that's our cue to shift gears. We've talked about the what and the why, so now let's get to the best part, the how. How do you start to reclaim that sense of control? Let's talk about your path forward, your path to power. But before we even get into the action steps, let's just let this sink in. Say it with me. You are not damaged or weak. This transition doesn't mean something is wrong with you. In fact, getting through it takes an incredible amount of strength. It's a powerful and natural process, and you have the power to manage it. So what's in your toolkit? Who are your allies here? Well, number one, seek expert care. And I mean, find a doctor who really, truly gets menopause. Number two, explore your treatment options. Have a real conversation about things like menopausal hormone therapy, or MHT. For so many people, it can be a total game changer. And number three, embrace knowledge, which, by the way, is exactly what you're doing right this second. At the end of the day, that's what it all comes down to. You are not just a passenger on this ride. Knowledge and being proactive about your care, those are your two greatest allies. They're what empower you to take charge of your own health. We've covered a lot of ground here. The way you feel, the science behind it, and the path forward. So if you only remember one thing from all of this, what should it be? It's this. This is not an ending. Menopause isn't the end of your vitality or your strength or anything else. It is a powerful transition into a new chapter of your life. And with the right knowledge and the right support, it's a chapter you can write on your own terms, with confidence and with power.